Good evening. Welcome to our evening devotions. We are focusing on the congregation or the candlestick of the Lord in Laodicea, a self-help congregation. No thanks, we do not need help. We will manage ourselves. This was the message of the city fathers of Laodicea to the Roman authorities after a devastating earthquake struck the city in 17 AD. And they have. The city was rebuilt to greater glory after the earthquake with their own money. Due to its location between two key routes in Asia Minor, it was also a trading center and served as the administrative and the legal center of the area known as Phrygia. This city was rich. Textiles made from black wool and a medical school that were especially famous for the type of eye ointment that was developed there are from the outstanding markers of the city that serve as a background to the better understanding of the letter that the Lord wrote to this congregation in Laodicea. The congregation considered themselves complacent and independent. They had a good picture of themselves and were not ashamed to say it. We are rich. Rich. We need nothing. It is strange how one can have a picture of oneself that can differ so much from reality. The perception of yourself can, of course, be twisted to the negative and the positive side. This congregation's self-esteem was extremely positive. Measured by the world standard of success, they were indeed rich, well-dressed, healthy and independent, a self-help congregation. When we measure ourselves against the worldly standards of success, it will inevitably lead to start to develop a false self-image, especially when we compare ourselves with other struggling and small congregations. The temptation is great to look self-satisfied and even complacent in our own eyes. However, the Lord, who is the Amen and a credible witness, knows. You say, I am rich, I have acquired wealth and do not need a thing, but you do not realize that you are wretched, pitiful, poor, blind, and naked. The Lord looks through everything and sees the opposite of what the congregation saw and said of themselves. He sees that they are in fact poor and blind and naked. His criteria are so totally different. His views are so contrast to the worldly views. Paul calls on Timothy to warn the rich in the congregation, 1 Timothy 6 verse 17. You must warn those who are rich in this world not to be arrogant. They should not place their hope on the uncertainty of wealth, but on God who richly gives everything to enjoy. By what criteria do we look at ourselves and measure ourselves? This is surely the question we should ask when we listen to the letter to this congregation in Laodicea. It may be that we may look completely different from what we look to ourselves. To the Lord, the rich are poor and the poor are rich. To him, the one who is first is last and the one who is last is first. To him, the weak are strong and the strong are weak. To him, the poor in spirit is blessed. Good night.